Hello, Salam. My name is Mustafa. Get that on screen. Where am I? Oh yeah. There we go. All right. There. Boom. Show up. There it is. All right. There we go. There's my name. Hey, Sanaa. My name is Mustafa. I am the host. This is Sabr Path. You are watching, not Saber Path. It's Sabr. Sabr means like having patience, steadfastness, stoicness. That's what Sabr means. Sabr Path. Anyways, this is a gaming channel. I talk about my opinions on stuff. I talk about um, gaming related topics, issues I see in the game industry. Try to keep most of it gaming related, gaming focused, and I do these weekly live streams in which I could talk about the latest stuff that's going on and talk to the chat, just like Saint Hugo over here. How's it going, Saint Hugo? Appreciate your joining nice and early, right from the beginning. Appreciate you in here. Um, and anyone else who's in the chat, appreciate any of you guys in here. But yeah, so quick introduction on myself. I've been in the game industry like let's see. I started at Treyarch. I did administrative work there, and then I did like QA at a software development studio that was kind of a gaming studio as well. And I've done indie development. I've taught um, solo indie development. I've taught at the college level. I've taught game intro the game design and development, game testing, graphic communication. Done that for a year. I'm still ongoing doing that. And yeah, that's basically the quick introduction. For anyone who's watching this live, just be active in the chat. I'm gonna keep an eye on the chat, talk to you guys. And anyone who's watching this in the future, go ahead and skip around. There should be timestamps added tomorrow. I wait till the video is done processing, and then I just have Gemini give me all the timestamps, and I just copy and paste them in there. So there should be timestamps so you can skip to the main topic. And today's main topic, I'm going to talk about Xbox. Lots of stuff going on with Xbox. It's there's news popping up left and right in real time regarding what's going on because there's going to be a big restructuring. So a lot of this is speculation, but we do see some of the stuff happening in real time. So we're going to talk about that. Late afternoon, cup of coffee. Kids are playing in their room, all as well. Awesome, awesome. I'm having my coffee, my iced coffee over here about 10:30 a.m. where I'm at. I had to sleep in today. I usually don't sleep in. I usually wake up, do my morning prayer, and then which is before sunrise, and then I stay up the rest of the day. But today I was like, oh man, I'm dying. I gotta go back to bed. Then I got up like around 8 something. I'm so sore. I'm trying to get back in shape. I um did chest press yesterday, so I'm really sore here. My legs are sore from 2 days ago. So trying to get myself back back in action. I've gotten soft, and I need to be best I can be. So I'm trying to get myself uh, fit again. That's why I'm standing now. I'm doing the standing desk, trying to just build all these small habits that lead up to being more physically active, physically fit, and to be the best I can be. So anyways, let's talk about do I have anything else I want to talk about before I get to the main topic? Topic. Um, mentioned we're going to talk about Xbox. We have Asha Sharma, the new CEO. talking about how there's going to be a restructuring in the next 100 days. Um, I have an article regarding that. Yes. Yes, I do have an article. All right. And oh, I did for those of you who haven't noticed, I did change stuff up for the stream. I did update some stuff. For example, like the countdown, I made a brand new countdown screen. You guys saw that. So I want to have a more professional look to the stream. I got the nameplate. I press this button. Boom. There we go. There I am. That's me. I can get my nameplate on the screen for a second. Then we'll close it out. What else? I got this soundboard, which literally just has two sounds right now. I don't really plan on using it too much, but I literally just have two sounds on it right now. One is this, and the other one is this.
Why are you gay?
That's all I got on there. That's all I got. Don't expect too much with the soundboard, but I figure at least I could do some fun stuff with that. I'll add some sounds on there as I go. It's not high priority for me to add more sounds to the soundboard. And I did change up that. Oh, why is that? Second working. Okay, there it goes. All right. Now I see it. All right. So I updated this. Go around with classics. Yeah, so I updated this screen so that when I share the screen, we can see the chat on the screen as well as have this background animation. I just want to like make the production value slightly better looking. Um, that way, just makes it look more professional. I don't want to, you know, I just want to like make it more appealing looking. And we have Sarvanan. How's it going? Glad you're in here. How you doing, Sarvanan? So anyways, yeah, so I do have the cat showing up. Oh wow, your name is going out. Let me see if I can fix this. Guys, there we go. There, here, that there, move up there. There we go. All right, now you're on. Your name is on the screen. Awesome. All right. Uh, busy? Yeah, I'm busy too. We're all busy trying to make it. Trying to make it. Anyways, let's go back to this for a second. Should I have the chat on the screen at all times? Should I have it on here too? If I should, let me know. No, what do you guys think? Should I have the chat on like this screen as well, or is this enough? What are your thoughts? I respect your guys' opinions. But anyways, let me get my notes on the screen for the main topic. Do I have anything? Um, I still haven't gotten around to filming and editing the video that I've been talking about. So I still need to do that. I got really sick this past weekend. Um, Something's been going around the home. In fact, been going around the city, I guess, because everyone's been getting it. I got sick. Before I got sick, my son got sick. Before my son got sick, my wife got sick. So it's been going around, and yeah, I didn't get a chance to record the video yet. A lot of issues to overcome. Yeah, Xbox has a lot of issues. Let's talk about the main topic. Let me get some of my notes. So I might add some transition animations eventually, but right now I don't feel like that's necessary. I feel like this is good enough as far as presentation. We got the green for the suburb path, and I got the chat on screen, and we'll do it like this. But anyways, let's talk about let's so anyways, um Microsoft has published its next 100 days Xbox reset memo. Open up that. Days reset. Let's talk about this real quick. Team, over the next 100 days together, we have started to revive Xbox. Our platform teams have already shipped more updates in the last 100 days than during the prior year combined. We now have more active partners on Xbox than ever before. Our Game Pass team set to work fixing our offering. And after 8+ months of decline, our service has started to grow again. And through player voice, have a 24/7 channel to hear directly from player creators and developers. The Xbox game showcase and return of FanFest, we brought together hundreds of millions of fans globally. We reintroduced exclusives with Gears of War E-Day in 2026 and Clockwork Revolution in 2027. I need to look at the trailer for Clockwork Revolution. Is that like related to Clockwork Orange? Um, Players can continue to expect signature exclusives from us every year in parallel. Play, uh, Playground games remind us that established franchises can achieve incredible new highs. Let's let's skip all the way to over here. Here are the realities that we need to navigate. One, over 1 billion players choose to play on Xbox and our games each year. Of total 72 billion hours across console, PC, mobile, and streaming, excluding much of China and a few other properties. Our franchises are also among the largest and most beloved globally and are now breaking record in TV and film. Going forward, our competition in attention, or our competition is attention. Sorry, I had a brain fart there. Our competition is attention. Well, that's basically like everyone's competition. Everyone's competition is attention. Everyone's fighting for the attention of everybody. There are more great games, TV series, franchise creators, content formats, apps, etc. than ever before. Yeah, like at this point, that's what something I teach in my graphic communication class. That you have seconds to try to grab someone's attention, and uh, like basically you have seconds to grab their attention, keep their attention, and convey your message. If you don't get your message across before they lose their attention, they're gonna move on. This has been exceedingly worse, especially with social media such as TikTok, in which people are trained to now swipe like within milliseconds. If they don't see something they like within milliseconds, they're going to move to the next video, and it's insane. It's insane how quick they're gonna move. Like before a whole second, they already decided they're going to move on to the next thing. Anyways, there are more. Yeah, we already read that. Number two, we will end the fiscal year at about a 3% accountability margin, down year over year, excluding um, Activision Blizzard King. Over the past 5 years, we spent over 20 billion on ongoing investments in our content platform and hardware subsidy. But Our annual revenue has declined nearly half a billion during that time. Going forward, this cannot continue. At least they're acknowledging the mistake. They train people. I call them simply lost. Yeah. I mean, they are lost. Um. Yeah. But uh is there a way to turn them around? I don't think so. Because a lot of these people, yeah, you're right. They are lost because like a lot of these people when because of how they're trained, they're not going to do the critical thinking and step back and say, "Hey, should I not do this?" No, they're not. They're just going to go with the flow. The masses are going to go with the flow. They're not going to do any critical thinking. Um so I mean, yeah, you're right. They are lost. Let's go to number 3. We are in hardware component crisis. When I joined as CEO in February, the price we paid for console storage components was over 2x as high as we paid last fall. The cost have since doubled again, and as we plan for the 2027 holiday release, we expect another significant increase, taking it over 5 times the prices we paid only 2 years earlier. Memory costs have followed a broadly similar trajectory. While the entire industry is facing a component crisis, we believe we have been impacted more greatly than many of our peers due to the choices we have made over the last half decade. We are currently unable to make as many consoles as players want to buy, and we need to a new business model and partnership for hardware as we remain committed to Helix. Yeah, so this whole like this is a problem they caused themselves. This is insane. This is a problem that all these companies, so Microsoft, Google, um, Amazon, uh, um, Facebook or Meta, um, Anthropic, Oracle, all of them have caused this issue. They caused this issue in which all the hardware prices have started to skyrocket. It's becoming imp- it's becoming increasingly more difficult for the average consumer to purchase hardware. And they're like, "Hey, what we gonna do? This is so hard. It's your fault, guys." But they're not going to lay off the pedal at this point. Um, all these companies that I listed off, they're like in an existential race to try to be the king of AI. It's insane. Like, what's the finish line? Do they even have a finish line? Like, I don't even know that they have a finish line. The only way to slow down this whole thing is through, like, government mandates. Like, there's lots of, protests against having these data centers being developed because especially like, they make, um, prices of everything go up, electricity and water, it goes up, for those cities. It's basically declining the economy and the environment for those cities. So they have to protest against having these data centers built within their cities. They're usually also built within lower income areas because it's cheaper for them to build these data centers. So that's why a lot of people say, "Oh, data centers are racist." I mean, the conclusion is dumb, but it is true that the data centers are being built in lower income areas. So usually, like more minorities live there, black people, Hispanics, etc. And then on top of the price of the utilities going up, such as electricity and water, there's also areas in which the data centers are taking up so much water to cool down that the residents don't have running water. Like they have sludge coming out because the data center is taking up all the water. So, I think the only real way to get this hardware situation settled is government telling. I know some people they're like, oh, I don't want big government to make regulation, but like that's literally the job of government. The government is to like set rules, and when things get out of line, like right now with the hardware situation and the data centers and all this stuff, like that's where the government is supposed to come in and represent the people, because government's either going to represent the people or they're going to line up their pockets and represent the corporations, represent the lobbyists. Like, if you don't have the government work for you, they're gonna work for the people who give them the money, and that's the corporations. So, um, it's like the issue with, self-driving, cars. Um, in America, the occupation the most held occupation by United States citizens who, uh have a high school degree, but do not have higher education is driving. There's like 10 million citizens, United States citizens, that are drivers, some sort of a professional driver, such as truck driver, taxi driver, Uber driver, some sort of a delivery driver. Uh, Driving is the most held position. And then if you start replacing all those driving positions with self-driving cars because these corporations want to save money, then that leads to 10 million plus people. I mean, not only the drivers, but also their families, the families that depend on them. So you have over 10 million Americans who will uh, be hurt by the fact that there's no more driving positions. So like that's the whole point of government is to step in and say, "Hey, um you can't do this because this is going to cause an overall negative to society." Um yeah, it's going to make you money, but it's going to cause an overall negative impact. What's the point of the corporation making more money if the people don't have money to spend the money on what the corporation's selling? Um, so there needs to be like a gotta draw a line somewhere. Let me catch up with the chat. Let me catch up. Hey chat, how you guys doing? Okay. Yeah, Saint Hugo. I agree with you that the damage is permanent for the attention span. Like a lot of because like I said, they're trained, and when they allow themselves to get trained to this point, there's basically no turning back if they don't realize that like they're messed up. It's like someone who has a health issue, for example, diabetes. Okay, like they're eating themselves to death, and then they don't they don't start hitting the brakes and changing their diet until the doctor says, um, "Hey, we're gonna have to cut your foot off if you don't change your ways. If you don't change your ways, you have like 2 years left. We're gonna have to cut your foot off." Um, I mean, I'm trying to make changes before I Things have turned bad for me last 3 years because of stress and um, things falling apart. But I'm trying to turn things around, trying to get better. And if there's no self realization, then you're not going to turn around. If there's no self realization, you can't help yourself, and that's where I agree with you that yeah, these people who have been trained to have zero attention span, there's going to be no wake up call. There is no doctor that's going to say, "Hey, you need to stop using social media at this fast rate and doom scrolling, etc." Let's move on. Yeah, I see that all the time. Like when Seravanan, I see that when I'm at the store or something, and I see kids like just sitting in the shopping cart holding a tablet or a phone and watching a cartoon while the parent does the grocery shopping. That's insane. I don't let my kids do that. Mohsen, hey, salam alaikum. How you doing? Yeah, glad you caught the live stream. The fact that Xbox has managed to stay alive this long is a miracle. Yeah. Um Yeah, I Mohsen, I agree with you that the 360. I think the 360 was like when the Xbox brand was at its peak, and like the whole Xbox Series S, Xbox Series X, like the naming convention's terrible. I don't even know like well what was it? The one after that was the one after 360 was Xbox One. That was a terrible name. Xbox One. That's such a bad name. And then, Xbox Series S, Xbox Series X, like, those are terrible names. Um, I think, I mean, like, PlayStation, you know which one you have, PlayStation 5, okay, perfect, perfect, it's better than PlayStation 4. Alright, perfect. Um, Nintendo, I mean, at least you know the Nintendo Switch 2 is a step above the Nintendo Switch. Um But yeah, Xbox, terrible name. Um, Trying to fix. Okay, yeah. Yeah, let's talk the UFC White House event. I did not watch it. I did see enough images or like clips of it. Them like flying the jets over the people, crop dusting them. um yeah, I mean, yeah, this while I agree with you, this is what happens when the government goes unchecked and goes full money. Like when they're not representing the people, the, the government is no longer representing the people. The government is doing this is bread and circus. This is like peak bread and circus trying to entertain the people to distract them from all the corruption, from all the stuff that they're doing, all the the what I was saying earlier about how they are taking money from the corporations, taking money from all the stuff they're doing overseas with other countries, that I'm probably not allowed to say on YouTube, uh, because especially since this is a gaming stream. I'm not gonna say these certain things, but all these things, um, the government is taking money from. In fact, let's talk about that real quick. Let me switch. 'Cause it was funny because here, let me get this on screen. We had Daniel Cormier, former he's a former UFC heavyweight champion. He is now retired UFC fighter who does um play-by-play commentary for the UFC. He's been doing that for a few years. Get him on screen. And this is it. This is it. Actually, go to okay, yeah. Let's go over here. Transition. All right. Yeah. So we have so for those who didn't see, Daniel Cormier, he got a message from Eric Trump, and he posted the PMs. Where are the like they're not here. Um anyway, so he deleted them, but let me thought I had second profile. Maybe I put it in the bookmarks. Likes. Where are my bookmarks? There's bookmark. Here we go. All right, let's look at Ian Carroll, this conspiracy theory guy. All right, so Ian Carroll. Let's see what he has to
Back to that.
say. Put him on. Put this on real quick. Carroll.
But first, let's check in with Grok, because Eric Trump is claiming that it was an AI screenshot.
So one thing the reason why he's checking in with Grok is because Grok is the only AI that has complete access to Twitter. All the other AI have no access to Twitter because Elon made it locked out, and he understands that Twitter has cultural relevance. So to make Grok have an edge over the other AI, Grok is the only one that has complete access to Twitter, and it can see when things were posted. It can see when things were posted and deleted.
But I checked with Grok myself, and you can, I think, still do that today unless they've gone and lobotomized Grok about it. I wouldn't be surprised if they do. I have a video screen recording of my Grok conversation to prove, but here I just posted screenshots. So I asked Grok about this retweet of it. I said, did Daniel Cormier post and then delete? Please summarize the situation. Yes, Daniel Cormier at DCMMA posted the screenshots and then quickly deleted them. Then a summary of it. On the evening of June 14th, shortly before the Link Cernovich post, Cormier briefly posted screenshots of what appeared to be Instagram DMs from Eric Trump. He accompanied them with a caption along the lines of, I'm probably going to get a lot of flack, blah, 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 blah. So Grok directly to me confirmed that that post did get made from Daniel Cormier's account, and then it did get deleted. So that's that.
Yeah, so basically, he didn't explain the situation, but Daniel Cormier got messages from Eric Trump, and Eric Trump said that, "Hey, give me some information so I can do bets. Give me some information on the fighters. Which fights are rigged? Let me know so I can make bets." And Daniel Cormier's like, "F you for trying to get some information from me," and he posted the private messages and then immediately deleted them, and then acted like there's multiple stories. He acted like it was a joke. He acted like he got hacked. Eric Trump says that the screenshots are AI generated. So, but Grok confirms, yeah, the post that Daniel Cormier made showing the screenshots is real, despite him deleting it and saying, "Oh, it was a joke. I got hacked." Um. Well, yeah. Yeah, we were talking about Xbox. I'm gonna get back to it. Yes, you're right. I was Leo boys. How you doing, Leo boys? Yeah, we're gonna talk about Xbox. We're talking about Xbox. I was just talking about this real quick because Somebody asked me about someone in the chat mentioned something about the the White House thing, but I just wanted to bring this up real quick. Let's transition back. Let me clean up my screen. Let's go back to the Xbox, but before I do that, let me catch up with the chat. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I see where the governments don't yeah, the government don't like people owning private hardware anyway, so won't do anything, tip the iceberg anyway. Yeah, I agree with you, St. Hugo. This is the whole transitioning phase. They don't want us to have hardware. They want us to basically rent the hardware, rent the calculations, the AI, etc. Uh, myself. You didn't allow yourself kids? Okay, Mohsen. Alright, I guess that's a solution, but, have some kids, Mohsen. You'll enjoy kids. Kids are wonderful. Lots of topics about Xbox, game content right now. Have, whoa, Mr. 10 years, wow. $50 through the super chat. You always catching up with the chat. Thanks, Mr. 10 years. I appreciate it. Let me give that a heart. I appreciate that. Mr. 10 years with the super chat. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum, Mr. 10 years. Shukran jazilan. All right, let me get back to the let me get back to the chat, but let's see. Last time. Yeah. Gamescom open night live will have a gameplay reveal, new game trailer, Capcom, Nintendo, and old paradox: when the government doesn't represent the people, people will choose a liar who says they are for the people, which opens the door to fascism. Yeah, that's where we're at right now. Wokeness, ironically, led to its equally opposite backlash: Trumpism. Both, yeah, I completely agree. Both are terrible. I I don't support either. I don't support like like when it comes to like liberals and Democrats, they're two wings of the same bird, two sides of the same coin. Like I don't support either of them. They're both fake. They're both liars. And we're here with like the hardware issue. When it comes to let me get the Xbox stuff back on edition. Boom. And I'm still catching up with the chat. I game on PC, so no skin off my back, but I'm concerned the developers. Um, yeah, well, I mean, right now, those of us who game on PC, it's like, okay, yeah, we have a PC to game on. I mean, my PC is, I have a 3070, so it's a little bit dated. It's not too dated, but it's a little dated, and it's gonna get to the point like a year or two down the line, and when I actually want to upgrade, if I want to get something better, it's gonna cost an arm and a leg to upgrade. So yeah, those of us who say, yeah, I got a PC to game on, sure, yeah, got PC to game on, but like when are you gonna be able to upgrade? It's going to get to the point where game developers will have to just focus on rather than high fidelity, just focus on optimization instead of high fidelity. There really needs to be a shift away from graphics that are resource intensive and focus more on just optimization on lower end hardware. Let me get back to the chat. Let's see. It seems like getting a job in AAA gaming isn't worth it anymore. It's basically freelancing with extra steps, no job security unless you're a FIFA dev. If worry about developer and layoff, but not sure. Come back, different studio will work with the company except job hire. Let's see. If Cormier was hacked, how did you gain access? And hacker did just this. Exactly. I mean, like that's the one thing that Ian Carroll mentions in his longer video. He put a longer video on YouTube saying that he's been hacked before, and that when he's hacked, like there's a process of getting your account back, and also whenever a hacker takes over a large influencer's account, they always leave a link to like a crypto scam. So because he's claiming he got hacked and there was like no crypto scam connected to it, it's clearly not a hack. He's just um, trying to tell stories. He's telling a fable. Probably got threatened by Secret Service to not tell on Eric. Maybe not Secret Service, maybe somebody told him, but I don't know if it's Secret Service. That was a game topic. Also, the AI gave Daniel casual spelling, but Eric formal spelling. That's a good one right there. I catching that. Some people quit from their AI, and then we got the super chat from Mr. 10 Years. Always catching up with the chat. How you doing? Hey, sound like a Mr. 10 Years. And give back to YouTube community here. Uh, back to YouTube. Nice, Mr. Um, we have Liam in Wales. How you doing, Liam? Uh, then these higher up in gaming industry are trying to screw over players by making us comfortable by not owning anything and be happy. Yes, I agree. Like this what so one thing like while we're talking about that, well let me completely catch up with the chat. Whoa, there's a lot more. Okay, let me caught up. Making dinner, PC border will be increased price next year. Uh, what game portable going to? What's PCB? That devs will need to focus on fun gameplay system, graphics. My 30 Ti can't play new games. Also, I'm fairly happy playing older indie games. Yeah, that's yeah, I agree with you, Liam. That's like the 3060, my 3070. This is what game developers will have to start focusing on, optimizing for these lower end computers rather than pushing for higher fidelity. Higher and higher fidelity is not the way to go. Um Hey, Kage the Cunning Linguist. I don't think I've seen you before. Sabrina never caught Sabrina. I guess Sabarina never caught you live. Wanted at least to drop a like. Hey, how you doing, Kage? I don't drink though. I don't I will not do a what the cheers with you because I don't drink. Oh yeah, you corrected yourself, Sabr. Autocorrect made it Sabrina. But yeah, I'm glad you made it to the stream, Kage. Our only legit hope for PC hardware is China. I hope they really make it through RAM and SSD wise. Also, maybe GPUs. Yeah. So what was I gonna? It was something that what was it? Sarvanan was talking about. Yeah, the owning nothing. So let's talk about well, yeah, so the reason why I wanted to go back to that is because the whole Game Pass thing. Um I don't see Xbox continuing as a hardware brand. This is something I've been saying for a while. Like I've uh at least since last year, maybe before last year, but I've been predicting that Xbox will no longer be a hardware brand, but they're going to focus more on the Game Pass platform instead. That's going to be the new platform. Maybe they might drop Xbox altogether and just focus on Game Pass. Maybe Xbox might be the brand because they're trying to look into making it a subsidiary, uh, that is self-run, similar to how GitHub is a subsidiary and LinkedIn is a subsidiary. They regulate themselves, and self-run, and basically, Xbox might be the brand and or the company name, and then Game Pass is the brand that they'll go with, and it's going to continue this whole trend that we don't own anything. Um, there, it's a subscription service. You pay and you only play while you're paying for the subscription, and that way they don't have to worry about the whole, like, "Stop killing games" movement because they'll be like, "Oh, well, um, they're paying for a subscription anyways. We can pull the plug at any point because they're not buying the games." The, where they're buying the service, and once we cut the service off, it's part of the terms. Um once we get the game out of rotation, it's part of the terms. So that's part of the way how they're going to uh fight against, the whole stop killing games movement. But let me no, I haven't watched any World Cup soccer yet. Hope for Yeah. Um I do plan on watching some of the highlights with my kids, but I have not watched any. I don't plan on watching, like, the whole game because the games are, like, 2 hours long, but I do plan on watching some of the highlights that are, like, 15, 20 minutes long with my kids. Rock is playing Norway today. Oh, okay, I gotta check that. We're gonna check out. We're not gonna watch it live. We're gonna watch the replay, like, the recap, like a 15, 20-minute one. But anyways, let's get back to this. Number 4, we expand our studio system when needed a pipeline of content to meet multiple strategies across subscriptions, streaming, and devices. In the process, we have found ourselves overextended as we executed on changing strategies in a landscape of more readily available content. We are the fortunate stewards of industry defining franchises that have enormous potential and player demand, but we have not adequately funded them to compete and win. At the same time, as we saw this past weekend at Showcase, a reliable pipeline of first and third party exclusives and new IP are critical to our success. We need to reassess the balance between these and our investment priorities for the next 5 years. Um, and then the last point that they have here, our current platform infrastructure is not built for the battle ahead. And that's why I feel like they're going to shift towards dropping hardware and completely going Game Pass. Our systems are overly complex, spanning hundreds of dependencies, which hinders our ability to move fast. We've become too reliable on vendors to operate our systems and must become more self reliant as engineering culture to build for the future. So I wonder if this also means they want to use more in-house engines, like, no longer using Unreal 5, and come up with their own in-house engines. I know Activision uses a lot of in-house engines. Like, for example, when I was at Treyarch, they used Radiant for their engine. I don't know what they use now, but they were using Radiant when I was there. We must increase the value of our ship to players while decreasing the time to take to do so. Going forward, we'll evolve and rebuild our stack and look at capabilities across all of Xbox and potential M&A to help us win in hardware, PC, mobile, and streaming. Um, yeah, so this is Matt and Asha and Matt. Uh, take a look at second. Let me get something else on the screen, but I'll read the chat real quick. Microsoft spent like 64 billion buying just Blizzard alone, let alone Ninja Theory and all those other devs. Yeah, not wondering you're overextended. Like Microsoft has the worst strategies in charge of Xbox overall. So like, yeah, Microsoft is really bad at um or Xbox. They're really bad at managing. This is a trend I've noticed for a long time. Every time they purchase up studios, they do worse after they get purchased. They always do worse. They always get end up getting shut down. It's like there's a clip from uh what's that the channel that does the like the hardware reviews. I can't remember, but they basically said that uh, it's a bad deal. Like, do not let your do not let your studio get purchased by Microsoft. It's a bad deal. Um, Let me look at my notes real quick. So there's a lot of different ways this go. For example, it can be like they can do a subsidiary spinoff where Xbox becomes um their own thing. And, but the thing is, for them to be their own company, like their own subsidiary that's operating without Microsoft, they have to no longer be operating at a loss because they're gonna run out of money and eventually just completely shut down. They're getting right now they're getting all the money from Microsoft, but for them to operate as a subsidiary, they need to make profit, and that means they're going to have lots of layoffs. They're already scheduled to have like over 1,000 layoffs in July, which is next month. Um, so what have we been seeing so far? So we saw that uh what's it? The one that's made South of Midnight. Compulsion Games. Compulsion Games make. Compulsion Games. Compulsion Games. Over Compulsion Games. Made South We Happy Few and Contrast. Yeah, that's those are the other games. So Contrast, I remember a lot of people really liked this game. Then they made We Happy Few, which that made people mad. I remember people thought it was going to be like um BioShock, but ended up not being anything like BioShock. It was like some sort of a multiplayer game, I think. I can't remember, but this did not deliver like people were expecting it to. And then South of Midnight, um, which is a what's the word? It is in I'm blanking here on my vocabulary. They're working with Sweet Baby Inc. on this one, and I don't know if this is any good or not. I have no interest in playing it. I hear that the girl gains her powers after she's picking cotton, but like the whole idea that you know Sweet Baby Inc. helped with this story writing. Like they're like, okay, we want to make this game that takes place in the American South, and we don't know anything about the American South, so we want to hire this um consulting narrative consulting team to help us, and they're located in Canada. Like how's that how is that any better than you just making it up on your own? Okay. Narrative consulting company in Canada, Quebec. They're gonna help you? Okay, alright. And then, I mean, narrative aside, one thing about this game is that, they went for this whole, um, choppy animation. like maybe I don't know if you can see too well, but like the animation, the low frame rate animation, the low frame rate animation. I need to get on this rant real quick. That um a lot of people, like developers, looked at um Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and they saw how cool that looked, and then they're like, I need to do that too. And video games are not cinema. It works in cinema for multiple reasons. One, because cinema, you're watching it, and another, rather than interacting with it. But the other thing that why it really worked for Spider Verse is that um, they did it to Miles Morales while he was novice, indicating, showing that he lacked the skills. But then once he got better at the end, like once he like had the pivoting moment at the end of the movie, and he was good at being Spider-Man, he was smoothly animated after that point. So it was before he was good at being Spider-Man, that's when he was choppy. After he became good at being Spider-Man, being a hero, his animation became smooth, and that was part of the visual narrative. The visual storytelling was through how he was animated. Um, when it comes to video games, like first of all, they're just doing it because they think it looks cool. But the other thing is that video games has interaction. When you make the animation choppy, the interaction feels laggy. And when the interaction feels laggy, then you are ruining the experience. Like the interaction needs to be precise, it needs to be snappy, it needs to feel one to one with what you're seeing. Like video games are not cinema. Like just because you see something in cinema doesn't mean it's going to work in a video game. Let me get to oh yeah, well, so the reason why I brought them up is because it seems like that they are closing their doors. Also seems that Double Fine is closing their doors. Um let me catch up with the chat. What's the chat saying? Hold on. Oh, I gotta scroll up a lot. I gotta scroll up a lot. A lot of chat. Okay, okay, I saw that. You guys talking about FIFA or World Cup? Buying a bigger company vision's really overwhelming for Microsoft. Yeah, yeah, it's crazy that they purchased it not too long ago, and they're already like, yeah, it's like, what do you expect? You have a track record. Microsoft has a track record of not doing well managing these studios, and then they just keep on buying up more, bigger and bigger. Um, I expect a lot of studios, Microsoft and Sony picked up. We're going to close up anyway. The sales just yeah. So yeah, that is a good point, Liam. For example, Ninja Theory, which is another one that um was that looks like they're going to be closing the doors. In fact, like they just released um one second. Dude, let's look at the Senua. I didn't even see that Senua trailer. Right, let's get back here. Let's watch this real quick. Because they announced this like 8 days ago, and they're already like, yeah, they're closing out.
Left your people behind. Leave is left in the dark sickens, and some binds cannot be broken.
So I played the first game, and the first game I didn't finish it. Even though it's a short game, I didn't finish it because it got really boring. It got super boring. Like the first hour was awesome. Like it had a lot of um what's the word? Vibe. It had a lot of emotion, a lot of uh yeah, emotion is a good word to use to describe it. Had a lot of feeling to it. Like the very first hour was really good, and then after that, it just became a bunch of screaming. Like she just literally screaming at this ghost dude. I couldn't really tell what the story was about because um it wasn't coherent. Like they were just a bunch she was just screaming all the time. Like the ghost dude was like talking about Valhalla and giants and this and that and like and she's just screaming and the gameplay was super boring. It was like looking for something in the environment to unlock the area and the combat was too easy. It was a really easy version of a Souls like. Um plus the game lies to you. The game says that if you die too many times, it will erase your save, and you have to start the game all over, and that's a lie. Plus, the game also tells you off the bat that this game is about mental illness rather than having you figuring it out through the storytelling. But the first hour was great. After that, it became super boring, and then I was like, I'm not gonna finish this, and I didn't even play the second one. The second one got bad reviews. Um, the graphically, I mean, it looks good. Like they're really good at making not only high fidelity but also like stylish. It looks very stylish as well. The lighting's really good. The particle effects, like it's really cool. But if this is all still in her head, if this is all like she's going crazy, um, I mean, at the same time, we might never see this game because they're closing the doors. Like this scene right here, very stylish looking. Like high fidelity plus also very stylish.
Accept what waits for you.
I don't even know what this is. Like, is that quicksand? Is that gold? I don't understand. That looks gross. I don't know. It's just all in her head, I guess. All of it's in her head. I mean, the stakes are not high when you know everything's just in her head. If everything's in her head, like the stakes are not high. That's another thing. Um, let me see. Let me catch up with the chat real quick. Where we at, chat? Where we at? Let me take this off. Big chat open. Okay. Microsoft is a massive bankruptcy. Going to crush a lot of studios with rules. Still, I suspect a lot of studios, Microsoft, Anyway, yeah, they were on life support. Yeah, like Ninja Theory was on life support before Microsoft picked them up. Um, because well, before Microsoft picked them up, they made DMC Devil May Cry, and I don't care what other people say. I like that game. I thought that game was really fun. It was very stylish. Yeah, it was like the characters weren't exactly Devil May Cry. But you can't really blame them on that because if you look at the interviews, um, the lead, I don't know, I can't remember his name, but the lead of Ninja Theory at the time, he said that Capcom kept on telling him, "Make it more different." He was trying to make it more similar to Devil May Cry, and they kept on telling him, "Make it more different." And he was like, "All right, I'm gonna make it more different." And then when he did that, all the fans were like, "This is not Devil May Cry." But regardless of that, I thought it was a fun game. I thought the gameplay was very cool. The combat as well as the platforming, both of them were fantastic, and uh, like the boss fights were really cool. It was a very stylish game. I liked it. Um, but due to it not doing too well, they were gonna close their doors. Like DMC Devil May Cry really hurt Ninja Theory. But, Microsoft picked them up, and then they made Senua, and or like, what was it called? Hellblade, which is like the opposite of Heavenly Sword, because their first game was Heavenly Sword, and so then they made Hellblade. And then the second Hellblade, now Senua, and, yeah, I mean, I don't think the first Hellblade, I don't think it's sold too well, but it was like one of those one of those games where a lot of people who played it really loved it. I liked the first hour, but then I hated the rest of it. I was like, "This I'm not even gonna finish the rest of this game." It was to me, it got dumb after that first hour. Um, but I do agree. I was probably on life support. Going Does Microsoft intend to make money off a $1,200 console next gen? Like, why not? Uh, am I gone? Hey, chat. You guys still see me? Okay, there I am. All right. Okay. I was wondering where I went. Okay. All right. Looks like I'm back. Anyways, um, what was I saying? Oh yeah, the price. The price of the I don't know about next gen console, but it looks like the price of the Xbox, I don't know, Series X or whatever. It's going to be somewhere between 1,000 to 1,500 next year. So that also pushes further with my theory that they're going to try to go more towards like a digital platform rather than a hardware. Compulsion Games has not made a really good game yet. Um, We Happy Few was disappointing. Yeah, I hear that HR friendly game. Have you tried hitting up Eastern AA or even indie game studios like Ocean Drive, Game Science, or people who are making Stellar Blade fans? Hit them up like as in working for them. No, I haven't thought about that. I mean, I'd like to land a job somewhere. Um, but it's just really hard landing jobs, especially if I'm trying to do remote work. Um, for me to well, first of all, remote work is more competitive to land, and secondly, um, I mean, that's the main thing. It's a remote work is a lot harder to land because there's high competition for the remote work. You have to prove that you're exceptionally good. I don't think I'm exceptionally good. I don't even know if I'm good. I mean, I made one game. I made Nexus Defenders. Beware Tomorrow is still not done yet. So I don't have the proof is not in the pudding for me. I need to prove that I'm exceptionally good, and I haven't done that yet. So that makes it tougher for me. If I wanna, like, land a job, I should really, like, not only finish Beware Tomorrow and make it good, but also make at least one other game that's small but, um, impressive. I need to increase my portfolio. I need to make my portfolio better. Because my portfolio right now, let me get this is my portfolio. This is not my portfolio. This is the wrong one. Where's my other portfolio? One second. Where's portfolio? There we go. There we go. All right, let's get this on screen. Transition. Let's get this on screen. Here we go. So this is my gaming portfolio. Um, so quick thing on me and a link to my LinkedIn as well as a contact me form. So I don't really this is basically a portfolio I just send directly to recruiters. I don't have this linked anywhere. But I got like Nexus Defenders on here, which is my tower defense game. I have like every single map in the game. You click on the map and it shows multiple views as well as like this is what it looked like blocked out, and I have a little write up on each one. Like this one I have like a drawing as well, so I have like the top view, and I have a write up as to like what my design philosophy was for that map, as well as well, this specific map also has additional mechanics, and then I have a little um, story elements to it as well. So that's Nexus Defenders, and I made this game in 2024, so now it's been over 2 years. Beware Tomorrow, I'm still not done with this game. Like here's the level, because the game's not done yet. I didn't do like a whole map of it yet, but I got some screenshots of what the game looks like. Well, it looks a little different now. I need to update, but anyways, I got less information on Beware Tomorrow. Here's my design document. Yeah, there's a link to the design document, um, and some gameplay, or write up on the gameplay, etc. So I mean, my portfolio is not impressive. This is a game I made for a game jam forever ago. When did I make this? 2021, I think. 2022. Game Jam, Global Game Jam 2022. This is a while ago. And then I made some Portal 2 maps. These were 2024. Sorry, 2014. 2014. I made some Portal 2 maps. Just took a screenshot of the Portal 2 maps, as well as writing up like my design philosophy, as well as linking them to the Steam pages where you can play them. I mean, they're not like anything special, but the point being with this is that for me to land a remote position, not only do these remote positions don't come in as often, but they're very highly competitive, and I need to prove that I'm basically worthy of the position. I need to prove that I'm exceptional. I don't think I'm there yet. I definitely need to work more on my portfolio. Let's get back to the chat. Where you at, chat? There you are. All right. Um, Most of the devs who worked on Compulsion didn't make South of Midnight. Huh. Okay. Better if they made it up. What does narrative consultation do? Narrative consultation will tell you, um, oh, okay, this character, she's a woman. Oh, well, make her more ugly. Make her more ugly. She's too attractive. That's what that's what they do. Um, maybe I should do narrative consulting. I should do that. Make some money. Sweet Baby before they did the Miles and Spidey 2. That end game suit was an abomination. Yeah, with his hair showing. Yeah, that's just goofy. Is consultancy blackmailing game devs? Yeah, it probably is. Insomniac is carrying up Sony exclusives Atlas style. I get it. Okay, okay. They are allergic to pretty women. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Jean Grey looks like the girl from Control in that game. One uses an art style just because it's cool and trending without understanding our vision. Okay, yeah. Yeah, exactly. St. Hugo talking about I guess that's in response to me talking about them doing the frame rate. Sounds like the comparison long animation versus overridden. Double Fine's a true heartbreaking loss. Psychonauts 1 and 2, one of the best games of all time. I haven't played 2, but I do know that they um I do know that Psychonauts 2, where is it? Do I have it available? But they hired Anita Sarkeesian for Psychonauts 2, so I have zero interest. Where did I okay, the bookmarks. There we go. All right, let's share screen, transition. Yeah. So this is they posted this like I guess today or yesterday, basically indicating that they are probably going out of business with this emoji. And we're working so this is an older post. They said we worked with Anidia on Psychonauts 2. Da, 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 da. Yeah, she helped us steer away from bear traps. She made a better product that would do less harm. Like this idea that the idea that a story does harm without it. Like, here's the thing. Okay, all right. Let me. Stories can tell harm. I mean, or can cause harm, and the explanation I'm going to use to back this will be that you look at Arabs and Muslims in basically all of cinema. So there's this real bad Arabs. Real bad Arabs. You could watch the whole thing, a 51-minute long documentary right here. But real bad Arabs. Basically what this documentary does is they look at like 1,000 pieces of cinema from where is the number? Anyways, they look at like over 1,000 pieces of cinema starting from like 18 something. Yeah, here it is. Here it is. 1,000 films that have Arab and Muslim characters, because usually in cinema they clump Arab and Muslim as the same thing, even though they're not. But they clump them together over 1,000 film or analyze 1,000 films from 1896 to 2000. So this is pre, um, you know, Two Towers falling. And of those 1,000 films, 936 have negative portrayal. And due to this, due to not only this, but then you have the rest of media. You have news. You have all these media outlets that are owned by the owned by billionaires who support the big I, the place that starts with the letter I. Um, they there's like there's been an ongoing dehumanization of Arabs and Muslims. This is a huge factor as to why so many people are desensitized to Arabs and Muslims when things happen negatively to them, and also they have lots of um, pre-assumptions of them that are completely false. So yes, narratives, stories, media, they can do harm when there's an intent to do harm. But like this whole idea going back to this Double Fine, like, we avoided bear traps because we hired this person who made these videos complaining about portrayal of women being too conventional. This is I don't think they avoided harm. Instead, they just fell for, um I don't even know what I'm trying to avoid using words that will get me in trouble with YouTube, but, propagandist tropes that, are not liked by the propagandists. That's what I think is going on. But, let me get back to, the chat. Let me see what's going on with the chat, because we 'cause we're hitting up, the 90 minutes right now, so I should, get closer to wrapping things up and see what the chat is saying. But while I'm wrapping up the chat, so you got this far, please hit the like button on the video. I know this video went all over the place. I talked about a lot of stuff. I talked about Xbox. I talked about the White House. Talked about data centers. So I know in all the place, but hit the like button. It helps with the algorithm. Um, if you want to leave a super chat, go ahead and leave a super chat. I appreciate it. It's just like Mr. 10 Years leaving a super chat. I appreciate you. And also, yeah, that's the main thing. Just leave a like. That helps the algorithm. And I'm going to try to catch up with the chat real quick. There's a lot to the chat. So let me read that up. And then as I wrap it up, that's basically going to wrap up the live stream with the rest of the chat. Yeah, so let me double fine. Okay. The Xbox should make another make their next COD exclusive. So um I think they make too much money from COD not being exclusive. But they are, from what I saw, it seems that they are not going to put Call of Duty on Game Pass. They're going to keep it off of Game Pass for a year to try to make more money off of it, because because basically too many people just sign up for Game Pass, played it, and then quit their subscription. Arcane closed down yet? Heard it was on chopping block. I heard the same. Hey, Cosgrove, thanks for joining. Thanks for joining, Cosgrove. I just noticed you. They own COD. Fine, but have not made a good game for a long time. They're super hit and miss. Happened to game. Yeah, like Liam, I agree with you. They, for a while, they were making a bunch of games. Like basically um uh they prototyped a bunch of different ideas, and then they made a ton of games. And I guess that just didn't work out for them business wise. But that was a really interesting time for Double Fine. in the late 2000s, like in the 2010s, they made so many different games, and they were interesting games too. Maybe some of them weren't worth a whole game. Maybe some of them were like cool ideas, but um, like, they did a lot of stuff. Like for example, I think one was called stacking. The double fine. Yeah, yeah, this one. Like, I don't know, was this worth making a whole game about? Like a puzzle game or a puzzle adventure game where you can go inside other dolls to like, oh, walk around and it's a funny story. Was this worth making a game over? I don't know. Probably not. Maybe they could have, done better without making like each game into or sorry, each idea into a game. Let me get back to the chat. How Senua is still making money? I don't know. Probably not. It's probably not making money because it seems like the last one. I think a lot of people played it just on Game Pass. Like it was just a Game Pass game that people played. I don't think it sold well. Let's. All right. They've made two game walking tower game. Oh, and then the pot MOBA game. Okay. All right, Naughty Dog wasted 10 years on Last of Us multiplayer game. Think about that. Yeah. Yeah. It's been a long time since Naughty Dog released a new game that's not a re-release or a remaster. I think that creatives are running out of vibes. That MOBA game, I feel like it was upper management. What is the double double fine MOBA game? What is this double fine MOBA game? I don't know what game you guys are talking about. Uh, KILN? KILN. See this game KILN. KILN? Double fine? I don't know if I'm. Oh, it's okay. HOTS. On and we'll watch this really quick, or at least part of it, just enough to get an idea of what's going on.
Push me and then just hurt me.
Let's turn off the audio. I don't think I need the audio then. Okay. Let's go into this. So like what okay, when this come out? A month ago. A month ago? Really? Videos a month ago. And you made a MOBA game? Like the MOBA trend has died. That's interesting. Okay. I mean, at least the art style looks interesting, but like, is this the selling point? The unique selling point is that you can make the characters however you want because they're pots. Okay. All right. Let's go back. Go back to the chat. I'm completely unfamiliar with this game. Okay. All right. Let's move up. Okay. I'm almost catching up with the chat. Always game studio is always the staff. As the staff get older and move out, the games change. Always see young studios taking risks. Once The staff are all really old. I see more safe games made. Well, a big thing. Let me stop stop the next ad. Skip the next ad. Okay. So a big thing with these studios being safer is that a lot of these studios, not only are they safe, I think it's less about the developers being older, but more that the studios themselves are larger and more expensive. Yeah, they do have the older people there, kind of continuing making the same stuff, but it's also that they get larger. Like for example, when I was at Treyarch, there was hundreds of people there, and yeah, a lot of guys there were there for a long time. But it's because they're getting the studio is hundreds of people, and when your studio's so large and you put so much money into it, then there's less. Um, it becomes more of a risk to mess up. And you don't want to risk messing up. You don't want to risk having a failure. Um, if you fail, then that's like hundreds of people that lose a job. It is a responsibility for, the people who are heads of the studio to make sure everybody has a job after the game is launched. And that's why that's another downside to these large game studios. One big downside I always talk about with these large game studios is that uh there's a big bottleneck with communication. There's diminishing returns with having larger studios. More people in the studio leads to more teams. More teams means more meetings for inter-team communication. Larger teams means longer meetings. So there becomes a bottleneck with the communication. That's one big issue. But the other issue is that you're spending so much money with the studio itself, the head count. You have people that you need to pay. You need to pay their salary, and you want to make sure that by the time you release the game, that you're able to continue paying them so they can make a second game, a third game, etc. So the creativity for having a risky game, something new, something creative, it goes away. It becomes more focused on um risk aversion, and that's an issue with having large studios. If you want to be risky, you got to have a smaller studio. You can't have a big large studio and be risky, and that's just the reality of it. I'm not saying that's a good thing to be less risky, but I'm just saying that's the result. uh let's get back to this. Well, uh some studios are put on life support by management or forced to shut down due to poor decision. Yeah, a Blue Point getting axed by Sony. Oh, did they get axed? Oh, I think yeah, it was recently, right? Yeah, Blue Point was yeah, they're making some good remakes. I guess some people were hoping that they would make a remake of Bloodborne or something, but they did the remake on Demon's Souls. DMC was super easy. I thought it was fun. I mean, we can disagree on whether it was good or not. I know I the the main argument I hear from people who say that it was bad is that it isn't as hard as the other Devil May Cry games. And if that's how you roll, I mean, so be it. If you like super hard Devil May Cry games, then okay, that's your thing. Um, I thought it was fun. I thought DMC Devil May Cry was fun. Um, I don't have time to play the hardest of hard games anymore. Um, I did I did beat Devil May Cry 3, um, the original edition. So I bought Devil May Cry 3 before the special edition. I think it was called Dante edition or whatever, but the special edition that came out that had an easier mode that they made every mode one level easier than the original the original game. So I beat the original Devil May Cry 3. It was tough, but back then I was younger. When that game come out? That came out like the early 2000s. I was younger then. I was like 20 years younger than I am now. So, yeah. But these days, I was like, okay, all right. I like DMC No Cry. It is what it is. Um, the emo DMC for that. So it's 7 out of 10 back then when the sevens were legit good. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it was. I think it was like maybe an 8 out of 10. I like DMC Devil May Cry. You don't like it? Okay, that's fine. Um, the first Hellblade sold well. What do you think about the idea of consistent creative back end practices for game studios, or should devs be allowed to prototype as they please? Um, that goes back to what I was saying about the size of the studio and risk aversion. And so when I worked at Treyarch, one of the developers, he made a well before I started working at Treyarch. What he did he made what's it called? Dead Ops Arcade. Let me get that on screen real quick. Dead Ops Arcade. So this was developed by one dude. Dead Ops Arcade. Edition. Yeah, so Dead Ops Arcade. This was made by one guy, and he had to make this um uh like on his own as a secret. And then he put it into the game and they allowed it was allowed in. And it ended up being like, like something that that's Call of Duty fans ended up really liking. So this was made by David King. It was really really nice guy. I really like David King. Really nice guy. I had a good relationship with him. Um, what was he? I think CTO, Chief Technology Officer, or something like that. But um, yeah. So I was taught. So David King, when I was there, he was really into Hearthstone. And we like me and him were talking. I was into Hearthstone, David King was into Hearthstone, and a couple other guys are also into Hearthstone. And we were talking about trying to make um uh for Black Ops 4, we're talking about Card of Duty, like a Call of Duty version of Hearthstone called Card of Duty. It went nowhere. We never got it prototyped, but it was something that we talked about. And I think there should be some room to let um game developers come up with ideas, prototyping, like doing like I believe there was like a hackathon. They do a hackathon every once in a while. Um but allowing for studios to do things like a hackathon or a game jam just to work their creative muscles, like take a week off from working on the main project, or maybe even in between when the project's over, just doing like a quick game jam to work your creative muscles. But I do think the engineers did hackathons occasionally at Treyarch. When I worked at Zwift, we had a hackathon, but I didn't partake in it because I was just too busy. I was really busy. I was like, "How'd you guys make time for a hackathon?" Like I'm talking to my coworkers. "Oh, I just did it." I was like, "Man, I have no time for a hackathon. I'm too busy." Anyways, I do think that allowing for game developers to you know practice their creativity and get ideas going. I think that's important. Um, Let me get to okay. We see you. Okay, all right. That's when I got cut off. I suspect the studio was smaller than I suspect the over feature creep follow up. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Whoa, whoa, whoa. There's man. You guys are busy in the chat. I got a lot to catch up with. Got a lot to catch up with. Okay. Hey, name Gnome. Glad you made it. Owned by Z Words. Double fine. Shrek 5 trailer. Is that what I'm gonna close? I'm gonna close this with the Shrek 5 trailer. Oh, you know, I won't do it. I won't do it because I don't know if DreamWorks will like demonetize the video if I do a Shrek 5 trailer reaction. So yeah, I won't do it. I know some of these movie companies are really strict with their trailers being shown, so I'm not gonna do Shrek 5. Do memberships. Um, I I thought about doing memberships or Patreon, but I also want to have something I provide for people. Um, maybe what I'm gonna do what is like, hey, if you want to like put in $5 a month, I'll just give you a shout out every every at the end of every video or live stream, something like that. Maybe I'll do that. Um, like just give people a shout out for being supporters. But I like the idea of having something to provide people if they're gonna be a regular supporter. Uh, on an all-time peak of 192 players on Steam. Wow. Uh, wow. Keeper is a tower game. 191 players. Studios need to be so insanely large. Seems like insane. No, I am totally against these large studios. I've been outspoken about this. Um, I think when these studios get so large, the smartest thing to do is to split up the the studio to make multiple games. But I think the executives get too worked up and they're like, okay, more people, we gotta make this game better then. We gotta make this game bigger and better. That's what I think. It's the executives that ruin everything. Big IPs like something like studios that rotate games. Yeah, yeah. What Liam said that it's like a lot of these big studios have a lot of these big AAA games not only have multiple studios, but then they have contractors, and then the contractors they work like not just for one game, but then they work for multiple games. And then at a certain point, they're no longer really contractors; they're just cheap coworkers. The big publishers, actually, yeah. What Liam said about external staff are so handy as you can get rid of them super easy. Firing internal staff is far harder. Yeah, yeah. Well, not only can you get rid of them easier, but they're also a lot cheaper because these like external contractors, a lot of them they get them from like Malaysia, Indonesia, etc., where they're much cheaper and the work labor laws are much worse. Uh, yeah, yeah, I agree with you, Saint Hugo. Most of these execs don't have they're just there for the money. They're there for the money because gaming is a what's it called? A multi-billion dollar industry. Meaning it lets people experiment. Game's not going to end. Going to keep asking questions. So you thought on Spyro? I didn't see the Spyro trailer. Think PlayStation's going to take? Are you just gonna you gonna hit me up with all the questions now so the stream doesn't end? Do you think PlayStation is going to take similar steps like Xbox? I don't think so. I think PlayStation's been doing a much better job than Xbox. Xbox has like everything that they touch, like all the studios they touch, ends up falling apart. Can't really say the same about PlayStation other than their live service games. Their live service games have been falling apart or have been vaporware. But I think Sony in general has been doing much better. Uh Gears of War, E-Day. Do you think these remakes are made do you think these remakes are made by AI? I think they do use a certain amount of AI in it. And the E-Day, I think as far as putting in these butch looking characters in there, um they're definitely self inserts due to like the higher ups that are in the studio. We'll miss you, Sabr. Now you'll never get to leave. Sony might be tied neck to neck with the L's with this. Uh, I don't know if they're doing as poorly. Let me see. Is is Sony doing well with the play? Let's look it up really quick. As we wrap this up. They have one studio making exclusives and 3 billion on Destiny. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Well, I mean, they even if we even if their single player games aren't doing as well as the previous, like for example, God of War and Ragnarok and Ghost of Yote, they're still like selling well. I think well enough. Let's see financial status. Currently generating record operating income. Sony forecasts roughly 600 billion yen in operating income. Recent financial losses. All right. While the division is profitable, Sony has lost significant money on specific strategic missteps. Pivot to live service games. Yeah, the live service is definitely huge. The high budget shooter Concord, multiple unannounced live service titles, 3.6 billion acquisition of Bungie has severely underperformed. So it seems like they have both hits and misses. But I mean, I'm not a business guy. I don't have the best business analysis. Are you interested in games on the Summerfest? Any games on Summerfest? I didn't see. Let's see. Um, ask me next time because I'm ready to wrap this up. I gotta get back to work. I am really hungry. Uh, so remember to ask me again next. Save these questions for next time, guys. Save these questions for next time. I'll answer your questions. This we went pretty far. We've gone almost 2 hours. All right, yeah. Let's wrap this up. Anyways, I appreciate you guys asking all the questions. Um, but I gotta go. I'm really hungry, and I gotta get back to work. I gotta make money. But I do appreciate Mr. 10 years, the $50. Yeah, let me do that again. Boom. Put down screen again. There you go. I appreciate that, Mr. 10 years. $50 super chat. Anyways, I'll see you guys next week. Wait, next week, am I doing I think I should. Yeah. Calendar. I should be next. Yeah. Yeah. All right. You guys take care. I'll see you next week. Salam.